Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. Today I'll be solving this question. It says, given an array of integers norms, you start with an initial positive value, start value, such that in each iteration you calculate the step-by-step sum of start value plus elements in norms from left to right. Return the minimum positive value of start value such that the step-by-step sum is never less than 1. So what we need to pay attention to here is that we are going to return the minimum positive value of start value such that the step-by-step sum is never less than 1. If you go through this first example, it would help you to understand the question faster. So the question is saying that what is the minimum positive value that you can start with such that when you add it to each element of this array, at each point the running sum should always be 1 or greater than 1. It should never be less than 1. So for this particular example, the output is 5. So if you say 5 plus this, it's going to give you 2. You now say 2 plus this is going to give you 4. When you say 4 plus this is going to give you 1. When you say 1 plus this is going to give you 5. And when you do 5 plus this, it's going to give you 7, right? But if you had chosen 4 to be the start value, when you do 4 plus this is going to give you 1. 1 plus this is going to give you 3. And in the third iteration, 3 plus this is going to give you 0, which is less than 1, which makes 4 invalid for this array. So that's why the explanation says if you choose that value as 4, in the third iteration, your step-by-step sum is less than 1. Okay, so here is my approach to this question. Set this to Java. So I'm going to copy these inputs to help me illustrate my approach. So here's my approach. I'll use 1 as my start value because the question says you start with an initial positive value, right? So when I say 1 plus this is going to give me minus 2, and minus 2 is less than 1. So for that, 1 is invalid as a start value. Okay, so how do I know what number to add to 1 such that when I sum it with the current value of the array, it would give me 1. So currently I have 1 as my start value, and I say 1 plus minus 3, which is going to give me minus 2, right? So I'm going to ask myself, what value can I add to minus 2 such that when I add it to this is going to give me 1 as a result? So a simple arithmetic is going to be like, what value can I add to minus 2 such that is going to give me 1? Okay, and in the same arithmetic, that value is going to be equal to 1 minus 2. So this is the approach I'm going to use to figure out what value that I can add to the running sum such that when I add it to the current value in the array, the result is going to be 1. So I'll put a pseudocode like this. First, check the running sum. If less than 1, then we perform the arithmetic above, else do summation. Okay, then also in step 2, remember that when we get that value, we're adding the value to running sum, to our sum. Okay, now also I want to use 2 variables to hold, one to hold the running sum and one to hold the start value. So while I'm adding that value to the running sum, I'm also going to add the same value to start value. Okay, so I'm going to be returning the start value. So the first thing we're going to do is initialize start value to be 1, then also initialize the running sum to be equal to start value. It could also be 1. So we loop through the array for int I starting from the first index as long as I is less than or equal to nums length -1 increment I. Okay, so our first step is saying you should check the running sum, check that the running sum is less than 1. So I'm going to do this if sum plus the current value of the array is less than 1. Okay, then we're going to perform this arithmetic. So this arithmetic is going to, I'll hold it in a variable called add just for clarity. So it's going to be 1 minus sum plus the current value of I. Then we're doing this, we'll add it to the running sum and also add it to start value. So I'm going to do sum plus add and start value plus add, right? Then finally we do the summation of I. So at this point we've gotten the value. At this point we've gotten the value that's such that when we add it to the current value of the array is going to equal 1. Okay, so but if the value is not less than 1, if the running sum is not less than 1, then we just do the normal summation, which would be equal nums of I. Okay, so outside of the for loop, or will return as the start value. If you are coming from HackerRank, you would see this question in this format. They actually mean the same thing, and the same solution is going to work for both of them. So this is the question on HackerRank, and the other one is the question on LeetCode, but they are the same, just some twists, kind of twist things.